Well, hello my lovelies, it's Murky Meg here. It's Monday the 14th of December and Meghan is back again in spectacular style, doing it the only way that she can do it, and that's grabbing the headlines. Apparently she made an unscheduled appearance on CNN's annual Heroes TV special Sunday to honour the year's most inspiring moments and the people who made it happen. Referring to the COVID pandemic, Meghan thanked the individuals who stood up and made sure the most basic needs of our communities were met over the past year, which she noted was universally challenging for everyone. They made sure that those around them did not have to suffer in isolation. Let's not forget that these are the two people that use volunteering for charities and organisations and foundations as a PR opportunity. They did this at the Project Angel. She made sure that she was papped, and also when it was the Baby to Baby, where incidentally they took their own private photographer. You know, those private moments demand a private photographer following your every move. She also said that in the face of this devastating reality, we saw the power of the human spirit and remarkable ways that communities responded in challenging times. We saw the good in people, in our neighbours, in our entire communities coming together to say they would not stand by while our neighbours went hungry. She praised food workers and said we have the power to remind someone else that there is hope. She said when kids' lunch programs came to a halt, we saw our neighbours making sure that those children received the nutrition they need. And when those who are immunocompromised or most vulnerable couldn't leave their homes, we as a community showed up to deliver the food they need to their doorsteps. We know the value of food as nourishment, as a life source. And in moments of crisis, the warmth of the meal can feel as comforting as much as a needed hug, especially in the absence of human contact due to the social distancing we're all experiencing. These moments reminded so many that they are cared for. Tonight we are celebrating these quiet heroes, some of whom I know and others that we applaud from afar. These individuals stood up and made sure the most basic needs of our communities were met. They made sure that those around them did not have to suffer in isolation. They nourished their neighbours in more ways than one, and they showed us, all of us, that even in the darkest times when we come together, we have the power to remind someone else that there is hope, that we will be okay. There's that word again, isn't it? We will be okay. She's relying so heavily on that word at the moment, okay. I think it's going to be her tagline, her strapline for when she runs in politics. We will be okay. We are okay. A bit like Make America Great Again, but we will be okay. She's leaning extremely heavily on that, and I think that that is going to be her niche. Anyway, back to what she said. I find it fascinating, the use of the two words we and they. She used them very cleverly, I think, because the things that they have been seen to be doing, like delivering food for Project Angels and the Baby to Baby photo opportunity, she used those examples as we, and all the other things she used the examples as they and you. I find it quite laughable that she mentions about people helping their neighbours out. I mean, the area that she lives in, I suspect that she doesn't really need to help her neighbours out because they are multi-millionaires that live in her area. So she can't really say that she helped her neighbours out. So she's being very clever with the way that she's worded this. I also was expecting something like this to happen in the next few days because of what happened with regards to the royal family. After Prince William and Duchess Catherine's royal train tour, they had a moment at the steps of Windsor Castle. Now this comes off the back of the news that a new firm of 8 senior royals, which is backed by the Queen and will be deployed next year, is notably without Prince Harry, Meghan Markle and of course Prince Andrew. They were seen on the steps of Windsor Castle. There was the Queen, there was William and Kate, there was Sophie and Edward, Prince Charles and Camilla and of course Princess Anne. They are the royal firm moving forward next year. And obviously Harry and Meghan were absent from them because they're in California and they've left the royal family. So I knew that something was going to crop up. We've also had the royal train tour, and I know that she would just be seething inside saying, I've got to get in the headlines, I've got to get in the headlines. I'd love to know whether CNN approached her or whether she approached CNN. And like I said previously, I think this is pretty tone deaf to actually say this because they haven't really done anything. It's been 9-10 months since COVID hit our world, and they've literally done no more than a handful of events. They could have been doing so much more from their mansion. They could have really been proven what they're worth, getting in there, helping people, instead of doing just a few photo opportunities. And I've got to draw the comparison with this royal train tour. William and Kate went around the UK thanking the heroes, thanking those people that have kept this country running. And up pops Meghan saying, thanks to the heroes. It's just so copycat. And what is really quite bizarre is the way that she dressed. Now, Kate was seen in this beautiful purple blouse when she did her 5 Big Insights project, and she wore a blouse that had a pussycat bow. Up pops Meghan with a very similar looking blouse. And I also do take umbrance with the fact that this is being hailed as an unscheduled appearance. No, it wasn't. It was pre-booked. You filmed it, for goodness sake. You can see this from the lighting and the way that the camera pans at different angles. There was a team there videoing this, because otherwise it would just be face on the camera straight away. There were angles. The lighting is also very professional. So to call this unscheduled is downright laughable. I do find it kind of funny. If you actually have a look at CNN's Twitter where they tweeted about this, the replies are genius. A lot of people are going, who? And of course, although the HRH wasn't used, CNN did use her title Duchess of Sussex. Now I know she's allowed to do it, but this is the thing, isn't it? She got where she was because she married a prince. She hasn't done anything tangible so far to warrant anything. I mean, what gives her the right to say who is a hero? What has she done to say thanks to anybody? It almost feels like this is a reenactment of the Queen's speech. It's weird. And you've got to ask, why wasn't Harry there? Why wasn't he doing it? He's the blinking royal. And a lot of people are now questioning her element of, well, she wanted privacy. They wanted privacy. Yet time and time again, up they pop to make sure that they are in the news. And it's getting quite tiring. They were adamant for privacy. They demanded privacy. Yet they are constantly in the news. Not for just walking down the street. They publicly put themselves in there. She's courting the media. She has no real relevance to say who is a hero and who isn't. And she's trying to cement herself for the Archie Awards. That's what I believe, the Archwell Awards, the one that I spoke about in a previous video. She is cementing herself to say, we are above you all. We can say who is the ones that help you, who were the heroes during COVID. I'm going to bestow onto you the Archwell Award. You've been fantastic. What gives her the right to do that? What education does she have to be able to say who has fundamentally helped society? What gives her the importance to make people grateful for her praise? Now, there was an interesting comment on Instagram. Now, of course, take this with a pinch of salt. I cannot deny nor confirm whether this is true, but I find it intriguing. This poster says, by the way, I have a friend who works for CNN. No one invited her. Someone called about them wanting to come to the show. She wasn't invited. Unfortunately, my friend couldn't tell me more. So this basically implies that she put herself out there for CNN. Classic Meghan Markle. And I'd just like to point out that the news has hit today that Oprah unveils Christmas gift from neighbour M amid Meghan and Harry interview rumours. Apparently, Oprah Winfrey posted on Instagram thanking a neighbour named only as M for gifting her a Christmas basket full of latte blends. And obviously speculation has been running that she meant Meghan Markle. I wonder if that's what she meant by Her saying in the CNN video, we saw the good in people, in our neighbours, and in our entire communities coming together to say they would not stand by while our neighbours went hungry. Well, your neighbours aren't going hungry, are they, Meghan? Because they are multi-millionaires. What ticks me off the most is that all of these people preaching about, oh, they're such heroes, aren't they amazing? But what do they actually do? Do they get on the ground and get their hands dirty, not for photo opportunities, but actually take themselves out of their way, not using any publicity or PR, and get down with the work that needs to be done? No, it's used as a photo opportunity, and then you give a grand old speech on CNN for the heroes. It just seems like copying what William and Kate did last week. It's classic carbon copying, isn't it? They went round the UK, thanked everybody, and up pops Meghan doing exactly the same, but from her $14 million mansion. I'd love to know the struggles that she has. Has she lost a job? Has she lost a business? Has she lost a loved one during this pandemic? Well, she wouldn't really know because she never really speaks to her family, does she? Only Doria. Has she rang up her father and asked if he's okay? I found this very interesting comment on the Daily Mail comments section, and it says, no one who lives in a $14 million house with 3 in it should ever talk about charity. A woman who requisitions private flights and buys extremely expensive designer clothes talking about poor starving people is a phony. A woman who allows friends to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a baby shower is not a hero to the poor. A woman who jettisons her elderly father for insufficient cause does not understand compassion. It is all for show and her words ring hollow. She should be ashamed. And I applaud that commenter because it really does sum her up in one post, doesn't it? There are far more worthy contenders to preach us about who is and isn't a hero. The irony of this is, of course, she paid tribute to the quiet heroes when I think the majority of us just wish she was quiet. So I would love to know your thoughts on this particular stunt of Meghan's. Why wasn't Harry there? Why wasn't he sat next to her? I mean, he's been replaced by a cushion, hasn't he? Poor old Harry. Why does she feel the need that she is the most important person that can lecture us on who is and isn't a hero? Who is actually championing her and saying, well done, Meghan. Well done. Yes, well done. You are the one that needs to speak for us all. No, be quiet, love. What do you think of her choice of outfit? Do you think she was trying to outdo Kate with the whole purple blouse and the pussycat bow effect on the front? Do you think that this was purely in retaliation to try and grab the headlines from Kate and William and their royal train tour? Did you think that she saw what they were doing and thought, I'm going to have a slice of that pie, I'm going to ring up CNN and see if I can help? As always, I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.